This app feature has to be one of my favorite app features of any hearing aid app that's on the market right now. Hey guys, Cliff Olson, Doctor of Audiology and founder of Applied Hearing Solutions in Phoenix, Arizona, and in this video, I'm doing a detailed tutorial of the Widex Allure smartphone app. So over the years, Widex has had different generations of their smartphone app that interacted with their hearing aids. But now that we're on to the new Widex Allure hearing aid, they have completely redesigned their app and they specifically called it the Widex Allure app. Now, I would not consider this app to be overly impressive with all the crazy features that you get with it, but it is a decent app that has some of the basic functionalities and some really cool features that you need to know about. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the pairing process with both Android and Apple devices. So depending on the type of device that you have, you may want to skip to different chapters in this video that I'll have down in the description for you. All right, let's go ahead and start off by showing you how to connect with an Android smartphone. So I have a Samsung Galaxy S23 here. Once we download the Widex Allure app, this is the screen that we should come up into right here. And so the option that we want to click is on Show More Options and then Pair Your Hearing Aids. And then, yes, we want to do new pairing, so we hit Start. We want to restart the hearing aids, so we pull the hearing aids out of the charger. We should see them turn on with those green lights right there, so now we know that they are turned on. I'm going to go ahead and hit Continue, and we are going to hit Search. And there we go, we have both my left and right hearing aids popping up on the screen, so we'll tap on those. We're going to agree to pair the first one and agree to pair the second one. All right, so this is basically how it goes with Android devices from what I've found here. This app came out within the past couple of weeks, but I have not yet been successful of getting the Widex Allure hearing aids to actually get into the app on my Android phones. What's really interesting though is that it does actually connect these inside of the settings screen. So you can see here that I have those hearing aids in there, and the other crazy thing is if I go to the settings of these, it shows me that we are actually on LE audio connection, which is a really high quality streaming audio connection, but I cannot actually get in to the Widex Allure app. It basically stops me right here. So I guess that's all that I can really show you with an Android device with the Widex Allure app. Now I know that this seems like a joke, but this is definitely not a joke. I just don't know if these hearing aids are really suitable with Android devices. So you know what? Let's just go ahead and pop over to an iPhone. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and put these hearing aids back into the charger because remember, we need to reboot them, and the easiest way to reboot them is putting them in the charger and taking them back out of the charger. It puts them into pairing mode for about 3 minutes. Now, you have to go to your app store and download the Widex Allure app on your Apple device, of course, and then you don't actually go into the app to do the pairing. You have to go into the settings of your phone, so just your regular settings. We have to scroll down to Accessibility, and then we have to scroll down to Hearing Devices. And then inside of Hearing Devices is where we're going to see both of these hearing aids pop up after I pull them out of the charger here. This does take a few seconds, but you should see that we have both the right and the left ready to pair. So I'm going to tap on those. We're going to agree to pair to the first one and agree to pair to the other one. And there we go. We have both of the hearing aids now paired with the phone. And you can see that we can actually make some adjustments in this screen as well. You can adjust volume, you can adjust your treble and your bass. You can start live listen mode, which turns your phone into a remote microphone, which is a kind of a nice feature. When you go back a screen into hearing devices, you can adjust things like ringtones, system sounds, where you want the audio to route, if you want the audio to route for listening to music and things like that. If you want to activate the hearing aid compatibility, it usually gives you better sound quality with the devices, but there are several things that you can actually do here right from the phone without going into the Widex Allure app. So if we close out the settings and go into the Widex Allure app, you can see that we are already connected with the app after having connected the hearing aids to the phone. But the important thing to understand about when I'm doing screen recording here is that it makes you stuck in phone streaming to hearing aids mode, and we can't have that. So I basically have to get out of this and go into demo mode. In order to do that, I'm just going to put the hearing aids back in the charger to turn them back off. It takes us back to this screen right here, and then I'm gonna hit Show More Options, and we're gonna go Open in Demo Mode. All right, so we are in our demo mode right now, but you can basically see everything that we would do with these hearing aids now that we're paired up with the phone. So up at the very, very top here, you can see that we have the battery percentages. If you hit the eye icon, it separates out left and right. It tells you what your percentage is and how many hours of estimated battery life you have left. I should say the home screen, because you do have a home tab, a help tab, and a more tab down here at the bottom. but when we're looking at the Home tab here, we can see that we have a triple line menu here, which gives us all of the different hearing aid programs that we would have. Now you can have up to 5 programs in the top tier 440s, but only 3 programs in the bottom tier 110s. But as you can see here, we have a universal program, a music program, a pure sound program, and a TV play program. If we hit the triple line on the side of it, we can see different program information here on what the intent of that program is. And down here at the bottom, we have something called AI Sound Assistant. Now this is your SoundSense Learn feature from previous generations of devices. It's now called AI Sound Assistant. That can be a little confusing, and I'll show you why here in a minute inside of the app. But if I tap on that, this is basically where we can tell the hearing aids or tell the app what type of environment that we want to optimize for. So let's say that we're out dining at a restaurant and I'm having trouble hearing conversation. What will happen now after I hit start is it's going to give me different A/B comparisons of changing the settings here. So I would tap and listen to these different feature settings, and then I basically tell it which program I prefer. So I would rate B compared to A as being worse. All right, so we can hit continue. Now it's taking that information and it's doing machine learning for my environment and trying to optimize based on what my preferences are, which is pretty cool. Now this does not replace the need for real ear measurement. You got to have optimal audibility set up with these hearing aids if you want to get the full benefit of these different feature adjustments here. So make sure you go to a hearing care professional who follows best practices, like you can find on my hearingup.com website to find a Hearing Up Network member in your area. But nevertheless, we can go through this A/B comparison a number of different times to really optimize things. So I'm going to do a different comparison here. We are technically on an A to C comparison, and I actually think that the C sounds better, not really better, but a little bit better than compared to the A program. We'll hit continue there. And so now it's going to compare program C to program D. So let's listen to those. Okay, that's sounding, I can't tell which one's better, so I'm going to say that they're equal. So I'll hit continue because they're equal. And now it's going to compare C to E. So it's kind of like one of those vision tests that you're getting at the doctor's office where they're like, does option A look better? Does option B look better? And then you basically make those decisions, and then is it by a lot? Is it by a little? And then after you do this enough times, you can save this and you can name a program. Let's just call it conversation. So now we have a personalized program here based on the SoundSense Learn feature, or that what they call now the AI Sound Assistant feature inside of this app. And you can see that that's now an option here if I ever want to go back to it in the future, or I can start over and create a completely new program, because really the intent of that is to customize it for the environment that you're actually in. So I'm going to go ahead and hit close on that. There are other ways that you can adjust the programming here as well. So you can see we have the adjust sound option down here, and this has the AI Quick Assistant, which is different than the AI Sound Assistant, right? I don't know why they named them so similarly, but this one here basically uses AI to, you tell them what you're doing. Let's say that we're at an entertainment venue, and it's going to optimize the audio of the hearing aids based on what other people's preferences are. So if you remember back, I don't know, 5 years ago or so, when Widex was collecting data from the app based on user preferences of the machine learning, they're basically taking that information now and they're using AI to customize it how the majority of people would prefer the sound in that environment. It doesn't mean that it'll be good for you, but there's a shot that it would be good for you, so you can give that a try. If you want to do a little bit more of this on your own, you actually have an equalizer here as well. So you can tap into the equalizer. You have a couple of different presets for more speech, more clarity, less sharpness, and less echo, or you can customize it however you want to on your own. And then that essentially stores inside of there until you take the hearing aids and put them back in the charger and pull them out. This all reverts back to the middle again. And if you want to revert it back yourself, you can just hit reset and it's back to how your hearing care professional had these programmed for you. Now you can go to Equalizer Help. It basically gives you an understanding of what the different bass, mid, and treble adjustments would sound like if you do them, okay? All right, we are all done with the adjusting the conversation there. You can also revert your settings. If you happen to make adjustments that you didn't like, you can reset those adjustments. There you go. There is also the option to adjust directionality of these as well. There's a little icon typically that's right below the triple line menu here at the top where you can adjust between front focus, side focus, or rear focus of your hearing aid microphones. Of course, you also have to realize that you can adjust volume here pretty easily down at the bottom. You can separate left and right and do them both independently. I don't really like how they take you to a new screen to do this, but it is what it is. Or you can just combine them and do them all on the screen right here, and it'll show you what level your volume is at. You can also mute the hearing aids by clicking the microphone icon over there to the side, or tapping it again to bring the microphones back on. That's pretty much all you can do in the home screen. If you go to the help screen, there's just a lot of different, resources that you have inside of the help screen. You've got the My Guide, you have the connection and streaming, and you have the different sound issues. So if you're looking for information or user guide or how to work with these devices with the app, this is the screen that you want to go to. And then under More over here, you have your hearing aid settings options. You can turn off your Bluetooth or turn on your Bluetooth from this screen, and you can activate your call control here. So this would be if you want to use the double tap feature to answer phone calls and hang up on phone calls when you're done talking to someone. You simply just go double tap on your ear, you're good to go. Some people don't like that. If you wear glasses and it kind of jars your hearing aids, it can actually hang up on calls for you, which some people don't like. If you don't like it, just go ahead and turn it off. You do have your app settings on here as well. So if you want it to be matching your system settings, if you want it to go dark, which I actually like a lot better, so I'm going to leave it on dark right now. And you have a hearing aid reminder, so you can set a daily reminder to actually put your hearing aids in. So if you struggle to remember to wear your hearing aids, this is great. You get a notification on your phone for that. So I'm going to go ahead and turn it on for 8 o'clock. Actually, you know what? I pretty much wake up at 4:30, so I'm going to set it for 6 o'clock, no later than 6 o'clock after I'm done showering, after my morning workout. There we go. We hit done. Now every morning well, I just set it for 6 p.m., so that's not going to work. So let me go ahead and switch it to a.m. There we go. Now every morning at 6 a.m., I'm going to be reminded to put the hearing aids in. All right, you also have the Find My Hearing Aid feature, which is really cool. So you can essentially zoom out or zoom in on this. There we go. And it's basically going to put me at Widex headquarters because I have to be on demo mode to even show you this stuff right here. But it'll show you where those hearing aids were last connected to your smart device so you can go track them down. Down here at the bottom, you actually have a search button that you can probably see here. If you tap on search, it'll tell you how far away your hearing aids are from you. So right now it looks like we're getting close to the hearing aid. We're getting further away. So it's basically like a warm cold that you get on that. Not sure how useful that would actually be. I've never had to use that before. Honestly, a lot of people who wear rechargeable hearing aids, those hearing aids always go into the same spot every night when you go to bed, which is inside the charger. So it's a lot easier to track those down if you happen to lose them throughout the day. And then you have an About section, which is basically just your hearing aid information, user guides and hearing aid data, stuff like that. So pretty basic app, like I said. Not a ton that you can do with it, but the things that you can do with it are pretty cool. I really like that feature called AI Sound Assistant. That's been one of my preferred features inside of the Widex hearing aid apps for a while now because it allows you to use artificial intelligence and machine learning to identify better settings for you when you're actually in those environments. Now, the other thing that I should mention is that if you are an Apple device user, you also get access to this app on your Apple Watch. All right, so as we can see on the watch here, this is the main screen that you come into. So you can actually adjust your volume up and down. You can mute the hearing aids here and it will show you what program that you're in. If we swipe over to the side, it'll show your percentage of battery life and how much time you have remaining on this charge here for the hearing aids. If we swipe over to the other side, you can see all the different programs that you have inside of the hearing aids themselves, and then just make an adjustment into whatever that program is, and again, make further volume adjustments on there if you want to. So it's kind of a nice feature to have if you actually want to do this stuff right from your wrist rather than having to break out your phone to do it. They ended up defeaturing the Widex Allure hearing aids a little bit, so you can't go in and do anything with like Zen fractal tones for individuals who have tinnitus or anything like that. There is no remote programming capabilities inside of this app, but the things that you can do are beneficial things, especially for people who want more of a minimalist app that doesn't just confuse the heck out of you. Now, if you guys would like to learn more about the Widex Allure hearing aids, I do have a review video of that I will have linked down in the description for you, and I'll see you next time.